Dooby dooby doo. Oh, you lot again? Why on God's, and when I say God, I mean Lord Bear's earth, do you lot keep coming back? I know I'm good looking, exceptionally charismatic, and way better at simply existing than you lot are. But come on! I need peace and quiet. You're still here, aren't you? But you're also ugly. Fine. If you're going to stick around, I have a proposal for you. Firstly, buy my merch! Lord Bear mugs and t-shirts are the standard uniform on my estate. And secondly, I'm holding a competition. That's right, folks. Those of you who are autistically... No, wait, that's not right. Those of you who are artistically inclined, listen! My estate, or rather my study, requires the Lord Bear coat of arms. Design one for me. Using digital means, of course, not on paper, so that I may hang it up. Right there! Use whatever means you wish. Obviously, it can't be too lewd, and no nudes! I know it's unfair, but hey-ho. Send your submissions to iratealex@protonmail.com. If you win, not only will your art be a feature in my study, but you'll also have your Twitter or YouTube linked below in the description for all new Lord Bear videos. So again, take part in the Lord Bear coat of arms art competition, but also buy a Lord Bear mug too. All the cool kids are doing it. Is that what I'm supposed to say? No? All the dankest lit fam have one. No. Oh, bugger it. Anyway, on to the video. Doobie doobie doo. Can't take my eyes off of me, you filthy peasant. Oh, what the hell is that? What is that? It looks like a bloody foot. Oh no, it looks like a thumb with Down syndrome. Oh my God. Oh no, run away.
And then I promptly...
Philly dear, you evil bastard. Why would you allow Casey the Foot Neistat to start one of your videos? Are you trying to blind your entire fan base? Good grief, man! Well, anyway, other than that, I quite like Philip Defranco. Except that time he said in a very clickbaity title, YouTube is shutting down my channel when I'm not sure what to do. Very, very misleading now. The video was primarily about the apocalypse and how it was hurting his channel. But I do like Philip Defranco. Except that time he promoted Betterhelp, the mental health service which doesn't vet its own counsellors. Oh, and by the way, here's a recent job description the service has posted for a counsellor. As you can see, you don't need to be qualified at all. But I like Philip Defranco. Except that time that he not only promoted Betterhelp, but he misled the creators he hooked up with Betterhelp sponsorships by not telling them his news, website / YouTube channel / separate brand reminiscent of BuzzFeed, but is basically the exact same thing as his main channel's brand, that has alternative writers and co-hosts respectively, that doesn't carry out any real journalism, but gets its sources from awful, known to post fake news websites like BuzzFeed. Rogue Rocket, you heard of that company? Yeah, it's also an ad agency on top of being a YouTube channel, a website and a separate brand altogether. That he failed to mention it was through Rogue Rocket that he partnered up with Betterhelp, then dished out sponsorship affiliate links to creators like Boogie2988.
I don't know what Rogue Rocket is, so you know for a fact, like you can prove that's Defranco's company?
Yes.
Now if you see, hold on.
So if I go to roguerocket.com, yeah, there's
See
Defranco.
right there,
okay,
right
gotcha.
there up top. I got it highlighted now. You should be able to see it on screen. That's Rogue Rocket right there in the URL tab. So.
Yep, I do see it. And so that's if you go for if that's
people can
if you
just
go
look
to,
at it through the. Here's the. Hold on, let me.
But you get that if you go to betterhelp.com/boogie.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes, you do.
Well, I guess Defranco's been. I guess I've made Defranco literally dozens of dollars at this point.
Yeah, there's the link.
Probably.
You guys can check it if you
Yep,
want.
I see it right there. Holy shit! Affiliate plus UTM.
So you're saying you
campaign.
didn't know anything about this? Like this is just.
No, man. I don't fucking ask questions like this, dude. Like the whole reason I work with a brand manager is so I don't have to ask questions like this. He's like, here's the deal, here's the product. I try the product. If I like it, I do the deal.
But I do like Philip Defranco. Except that time he criticised other sponsorships, but then went on to promote Betterhelp, You know, the company that after being exposed by fantastic YouTuber Memology 101 and many others, changed a blatant lie about having served 4 million customers to 400,000 instead, or when they changed their terms of service so they could not be held accountable for providing a dodgy and terrible experience to their mentally ill customers. But I do like Philip Defranco, except that time he posted this video.
I am so nervous and excited about today. And that's because today I am so happy to announce for the first time in 4 years, I am an independent creator again. Now, I am so thankful to Group 9 Discovery Digital Networks for the experiences I had, the amazing people I was able to work with, but this is a necessary and I feel important change. I want to make the next great news network. A network that's run under my vision of it is okay to have and share opinions, but let's get the facts right first. Let's express what both sides are actually saying, give their points of view, and then separately, after we've presented them in the best and fair manner, yes, then share our opinion, not because we want people to also think like...
Yeah, that one, Philly D. Or should I say, Silly Wee? Yeah, you guys remember that? Silly Defranco here wanted to start a brand new news network. So he set up a Patreon that he's still using to this day, by the way, which received huge amounts of support. But where is the news network? Are we going to start making excuses about how expensive it is for you to run all these YouTube channels, your office and your staff? Because you receive a butt ton of money, Defranco, through Patreon still, even after losing a lot of support. You receive a butt ton through your many sponsorships, through YouTube ads when you do get monetized, through your monthly live streams, Super Chat. Defranco has even started promoting mobile games, and he has his own cereal. And yet the news network is nowhere to be seen? You can't possibly tell me that the Rogue Rocket channel and website is the network. There's no journalism going on there. But all that said, I do like Philip Defranco. Except there was that one time where he used money from the Defranco Elite Patreon to set up the ad agency section of Rogue Rocket.
We could also connect them with other YouTubers like an ad agency would. We connect some content creators, we set them up, we handle their daily numbers, we make sure they get paid. If they have any questions or need any help, we can be there for them. And then on the other end, BetterHelp, if they have any questions regarding, do you think this person would be good or something along those lines, we can advise. And for all of this, like an ad agency would, we take a percentage of the sponsor. As why we would want to operate as kind of a small third-party ad agency is that's been a small goal of our company. As I mentioned before, we had this sponsor that was just seen as a winner on all fronts. And at the same time, I knew of several creators that were having a hard time finding sponsors for their fantastic content. And so it just seemed like a no-brainer that we would take this win on all fronts, connect those people, we'd handle everything for them. And then like an agency does, we take a small percentage for the connection and the up.
Yeah, again, that's a bit naughty, isn't it? Philip Defranco? More like, Philip, do you use your money that he advertised for something else? But I do like Philip Defranco, even though he complains a lot about being demonetized despite being a partner with Chrono GG, a game sale website, has his own cereal, a massively supported Patreon, several YouTube channels, pays himself $200,000 a year.
For me, it's not about the money. Like for me, making money, that it's like there are so many different avenues. I could cut from why am I growing a 16-person staff when I had 6, when I could just cut down to 2 and just do the Philip Defranco show, cut everything else out, and make more money? It just doesn't make sense. And it's just...
Sells a hair care product, has a line of merchandise, is able to promote these things to a massive audience through the many social media accounts under his company brands, mobile games, and many more. But I like Philip Defranco, except that time that he contradicted himself over transparency with him as a brand and proceeded to hide the total amount he receives monthly on Patreon. And then when people started talking about how much he earned through Patreon, basing it on the minimum amount of patrons he had, as they were still calling you out over not setting up the Defranco Elite News Network, you decided to hide the number of patrons you have too. But I like Philip Defranco, except that time he decided to show his true colors by coming out in a Twitter video to attack the Covington kids because he clearly didn't have the full details and showed his clear inner bias in doing so.
So I'm just making this really quick because I'm seeing more and more messages popping up asking if I've seen it, what my thoughts are. Yes, I've seen the video of all those kids wearing MAGA hats and MAGA gear. That I'm seeing reports that they're from a Catholic school, and they're it seems like they're intimidating, at the very least bothering, mocking. I personally take it as intimidation and harassment of this Native American man and this very small group. I'm also seeing reports that the Native American man is actually a veteran, making it even worse. But if you haven't seen the videos, here's what it is. If you watch this video and you're like, oh my God, I'm disgusted by this. This is not what I want to see in my country. This is wrong. Yes, and I say remember this moment, this kind of disrespect of the other, the disregard for the other, the hate. Because I personally look at this and I see indifference, intolerance, and hate. Remember it. And like personally, I'm downloading these videos. I'm bookmarking this because I think there are a lot of people I talk to that you constantly kind of hear that same thing. You know, hate's dying off. The older generations, they're leaving. No, hate is learned, hate is passed down. It is incredibly easy to do so, and that's why we were seeing it more and more. Actually, the reason we're seeing it more and more isn't because it's new, right? I think it's just because people are feeling far more comfortable showcasing it openly. I think that's really the main thing. So yeah, that's it. I hope you're having a good Saturday.
Oh, and when you backtracked, you didn't issue a direct apology, and you were rightfully digged on YouTube with some people making some legendary digs at you. But I do like Philip Defranco. Oh, but then you promoted Janelle Ilania on your podcast channel, didn't you? You guys know who Janelle Ilania is, right? YouTube just decided to promote this woman out of nowhere. The girl who apparently lives in a van. Remember now? You may have been one of the many who were auto-subbed to her channel. She has well over 1 million subscribers, but only has 6 videos. But don't worry about that completely forced setup whilst YouTube suppresses real content creators who have been trying to grow for years now. That's perfectly fine. Either Defranco is helping YouTube in this case, or he wanted to use her name for extra views. Either way, this is some shady business. But I do like Philip Defranco. Honest. About as honest as he is, I promise. Now we've established that I do actually like Philip Defranco, honestly, candidly, bluntly, truthfully. We must now establish why on my green earth so many dislike the guy. I mean, yes, there's the incredible clickbait, but that's not a crime. I mean, yes, there were a couple of aspects surrounding the Betterhelp scandal that may or may have not breached FTC rules, but we can move past these lies. I mean, sure, yes, he did hide information to other creators and those mentally ill people who signed up for the quote-unquote therapy, can't we? Yes, he tried to set up a news network, Visions of Grandeur, but ended up not doing it despite massive support and continued support. And yes, he also used some of that money to set up the ad agency section of Rogue Rocket. But now we can turn the other cheek. We can stroll on by the spreading of information regarding the Covington kids, the lack of an apology. We can laugh that he abandoned his vlog channel. We can chuckle that he promoted a very shady creator that YouTube was forcing you to auto-sub to as well. We can even hop, skip and jump past all the shilling of hair products, mobile games and merch because we don't hate on people's hustle. Capitalism, baby. We can even avoid and not judge his ad agency, his multiple channels, his cries about not receiving enough money, or his hypocrisy over transparency, thus hiding his Patreon numbers. But I absolutely cannot abide by what I cannot stand. The very thing, the very issue, the very crux. Insult, his worst crime. Philip Defranco cereal! It's not even chocolate! Look at it! It's like muesli! The world's most boring cereal! I feel like if you were to eat this on a regular basis, you'd end up making friends with someone named Ulysses. You'd start hanging around in Starbucks explaining to people what the different ventis or whatever they are mean. You'd start shouting, "Sup, you beautiful bastards," at your elderly mothers. You'd take potential love interests on dates to places that like to call themselves noir bars, but they aren't. They're just really dark bars and are visited by the caliber of lady you'd see on Chatterbait. Unforgivable, Philly, silly willy face. But again, I do like Philip Defranco, and that's really all I have to say. Well, ladies and gents, wasn't that fun? I know a few of you were wanting me to call him out. He obviously won't respond, but well, I had fun, and I hope you did too. Now to channel my inner Philly D. Today in Posh, you can scurry down to the description to support the channel. Like and share are very important. Throw a tip perhaps via Streamlabs/PayPal to help a poor lord out. Go to streamlabs.com/IrateAlex to purchase merch and find all the Twitters and social links you'd ever want to follow there. Also, do you see that join button? If you become a channel member, you can call yourself a legend because you'll get early access and more. Go check out the perks. There's more coming soon. Now we've got that out the way. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate it. I've been Lord Bear, the Alpha and the Omega. It's been my pleasure. Now get out! Get off my property, peasants! Cheerio!